I am so glad you're here. Wherever you are hearing this podcast or watching it on YouTube, thank you for being here. That means so much to me. It means the world to me. It's a huge comfort and a blessing to know that you're enjoying it, that you're listening. So thank you. If you haven't seen or heard episode 1, go check it out. This episode is episode 2, and it's very important to me. It is going to be my story. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about myself so that this relationship can go a little smoother, so that you can understand me and where I'm coming from, to maybe give you a little bit of insight around why I'm here. Welcome to Empowered Now. I'm your host, Colette Kati. Join me as we talk all things to uplift, encourage, teach, inspire, and empower you to see your best self, to live your best life, and to thrive wherever you are. Welcome. So as I've mentioned, I have been on YouTube for a really long time. So many of you may have heard much of the story. So I want to give you kind of a micro version, not a macro version. I know there are other versions throughout the years of, my past and all of the things. So, and I'm really fighting with that box that I have that says it needs to look a certain way, because obviously this is my story and stories are messy, but I don't want me telling the story to come out messy, right? So just, buckle up. I hope you're along for the ride. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep this the micro version. A little bit about me. I grew up in a really small town in Idaho. I loved dancing, singing, theater. I was a cheerleader. I loved all of that kind of stuff. And so YouTube kind of came natural to me. It was really fun for me to be on YouTube. So that's why I wanted to tell you that little bit about my life. I had my own struggles growing up. My mom passed away of cancer when I was 11. I have a blended family now. My dad remarried to a wonderful woman, Peggy. She is one of the most incredible women in my life, and I'm so grateful that he found another wonderful woman. I have 2 incredible mothers, and I'm so grateful for both of them. Wow, didn't want to get emotional. I'm trying to do the micro version, not the long drawn out, my life, this is what happened version. But I really just want to say I love my family. Gosh, I love them. I have an incredible family. My immediate family, my extended family, my step siblings, everybody, like just incredible. And I'm so grateful for them. So I have a really big family now. There's 14 of us. I had to think about it. I still have to count 13, 14. It's fine. There's a lot of us. That is my upbringing. I met my husband, Shaytards. You can check him out on any socials and on YouTube, Shaytards. I met him in college when we were quite young, in our early 20s. And we fell in love. And that love story is also another version we'll save for another time. But we started our family very young. We were both going to college, and it was a struggle. I guess I could say we were a little bit naive. We probably were. But I think sometimes that's a blessing. And that's a version of me that I honor so intensely, because I wanted to create a family with him so badly. We love each other. We had a really strong story of us coming together, and it was really powerful for us to create what we have created together. Not just our children, but in life. So I'm really grateful for that version of me. Though, yes, maybe a bit naive. It was a lot of work to start a family really young, especially we had not finished college. We were both going to college. I was in nutrition and dietetics as well as dance in college. Loved it so much. I loved that field, and that's something I will talk more about in future episodes, because nutrition and the health of our bodies is something that's always been very important to me. And it goes so hand in hand with truly loving ourselves. So I will be talking about that. That'll be an integral part of Empowered Now. I was really close to getting into like my field that I really wanted, like starting to do nutrition classes, loving it so much. And we decided to start a family, and it was not easy. So I ended up leaving college, not finishing, and I'm okay with that. I think there was a version of me before that was ashamed that I did that, but starting our family was really important to me as well. So that's what we did. We have 5 children. Started having them in my 20s. I think I had my last one 35. Anyways, they're pretty close in age. My oldest is 20 now, and my youngest is 10. So very awesome. Love the kids. Shay and I came from very humble beginnings. Both of us, didn't come from really wealthy families, and deciding to have our children very young and with student loan debt and all the things, we did struggle. We struggled a lot in the beginning. Financially, it was a struggle. We were definitely utilizing food stamps and all of the blessings that were available to us at that time. And it was hard, but it was awesome at the same time. And I wouldn't like give the advice, like do it this way, because it was really hard. And there was a lot of things that sucked about it. And yeah, it's not one of those things that I would say, do it this way. But I am an advocate for listening to your gut feeling and your intuition. And that is exactly what we decided to do at that age. And I'm still proud of that. I'm so proud of that. So Shay and I had a lot of different jobs. We had, so many different jobs. I was in jewelry sales. I did like fitness training and aerobics classes, all sorts of different things. I was a waitress for a really long time. And though it was a struggle, it was a beautiful thing. And at the time we found YouTube, we had 3 children. I was waitressing, also doing childcare and all sorts of stuff. Shay was doing a granite business and radio DJing. So we both had a couple different jobs. We were bringing in our income that way. And when we found YouTube, it just felt right in line with us. Like Shay is also a performer. He is one of those people that he's a comedian. He loves to make people laugh. He loves to make people happy. And me, with the background that I had, like we just had so much fun when we discovered YouTube. We would create skits together. We started a channel. I think it was Shay's channel at the time that we were creating stuff on. So Shay Carl. And then I had my channel, Katie Let, that we've talked about is now Colette Kati. And then, starting doing skits, we started the Shaytards. And I just have to say the name, I know it can make you go like, what? What is that? Which I think is kind of why maybe a lot of people found us in the first place. It was like, what the heck is this? Who is this? What is the Shaytards? What? It does not make sense. So I just have to say it was never meant to be derogatory or offensive to anybody. Just putting that out there. It kind of stems from many of our early videos where Shay was wearing my dance unitard.
Okay, this is our Shay, and he's giving us this lovely dance routine of the night. Shay, tell us what this is called. Shay, your cleavage is showing, honey. Your cleavage is showing. Ooh, sexy. Shay, tell us what this dance routine is called.
No.
And how it makes you feel.
Makes me feel like a dragonfly.
At the time, we were also doing blog TV. If any of you were OGs, you remember blog TV days. And he was doing a competition to staying awake type of competition. And his followers in the competition called themselves the Shaytards. So that was kind of where it started, from the unitards and then his followers in blog TV calling themselves the Shaytards. So he started this separate channel called the Shaytards, and it was going to be just like a play channel. Like he's going to do weight loss stuff or whatever. And on his 29th year, before he turned 30, he made a goal to make a video every day of that year. And that's how it began. Getting emotional again. I like this, so bear with me. This going down memory lane is I think it's cleansing for the soul to kind of write out your story or speak your story. And I would encourage everybody, take a journal and write out your story, even the painful parts. Write them out as if you were telling it as a memoir, okay? When you start looking at your life that way, it starts to this is a side note, inserting side note, it starts to put your life into perspective a little bit. You can maybe see how the web of your life starts to connect and how different puzzle pieces come together, or growth phases happen, and you will see things that you cannot see when you're in it. It's powerful. So back from the side note, go on a self journey and write out your story. It's awesome. Continuing on, the Shaytards began. We made a video every day, not just for that year, but the next year and the next year and the next year. And I think we definitely did every single day for at least 5 years. And then we were still doing dailies, but we didn't make sure to hit every single day. Like, we backed off a little bit after 5 years, but it has been since 2008. The Shaytards began in 2008. So that's how long we have been doing the Shaytards. Yes, we still post on the Shaytards. If you are not aware, if you would like to see the Shaytards, we still post. We definitely don't do dailies, but we still post. It is so powerful to have a library journal of your life, to be able to go back and watch our kids as they were little. And there are videos that I'll watch and I'll see and I'll be like, I don't actually even remember that, but it's there. It's so crazy. And you can ask the kids too. It's pretty powerful. They can go back and see themselves as babies. And often you don't remember yourself as babies. I mean, not all of them can see themselves as babies, but Emmy was 3 months old when we started. She's 17 now. So it's pretty crazy. Okay, this might be a two-parter. I don't know where this is going, but it feels really fun. So I'm just going to keep going with it. Thanks for sticking around if you're still here. So we began creating videos, and not only were we having a blast, but we discovered that you can actually make money on YouTube through at the time, it was called the Partner Program. You could apply and they would put ads on your videos and you would get a percentage of that. Pretty cool, right? And of course, we loved it so much. So it was like this aha, like, what? We can do what we love and make a living? Let's do it. Why not? So we decided, we're finally, we're starting to bring in some money from YouTube, which was incredible at the time. Just, it blew our minds that we were able to create an income doing that. And of course, it wasn't a full-on income right away, but I feel like it's important to say that when you can mesh what you love and your income, yes, it's powerful. What am I trying to say? It's important to stay genuine. That's what I'm trying to say. It's really important to stay genuine and to remember why you're doing it in the first place. So yes, we started creating money, and there are many people that will say, oh yeah, well, that's easy for you. You guys just, post your family and make money or whatever. But that's not why we were doing it. That's not like the number one intention. I personally, for me, felt as though it was a calling. And as we started to connect, and I mentioned that in the beginning, connecting with people is so valuable and important to me. And as we've connected with people online, that started to feel like I felt this purpose in me that I didn't even know was there. Like this powerful, and I'll just say, I remember reading comments from people that would say, I never knew that families could be happy together. I never knew what it was like to have a mom, do this for me, something that I was doing for my children. Like, I could see that there was a bigger purpose that I had. And I know that's the same for Shay as well, but I am keeping my story about me, and when he's on, or whenever he wants to share his version of the story, he can, and I will have him on as a guest. But for me personally, it was such a calling, and I know for him it was too, because I felt a purpose that was bigger than me. It was bigger than me. And it had almost nothing to do with me at the same time. Like me just being me and sharing my life and trying to share goodness and be kind and whatever we were trying to do, or just make people laugh. Like it just felt so good to connect with people and see that we were helping them in some way. It was powerful. And I think that, many people that have done TV shows, we do have some friends in Hollywood that have done that. It's a unique thing to be able to post an episode on YouTube, see the comments, and feel connected to those people specifically that watch, comment, connect. Like who in Hollywood gets to do that? Do you get to post a sitcom or a movie and then immediately in real time see what people think about your stuff and ask questions, and you get to answer those questions? And it's such a phenomenon to me that it blows my mind. But it was so powerful that that was a big calling. It felt like a calling for me, and it still does today. It still does. It's I stutter. It's fine. It's bigger than me, and it's powerful, and that's why I'm still here. Anyways, continuing on. This is not the micro version. This is becoming the macro version. It's okay. I wrote it all out, and I kind of did it like just to the camera without the camera on, and it worked. And now it's turning into the macro version, and it's totally fine. But I have notes here, bullet points that I want to make. So thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. Oh yes. So we start creating the Shaytards. We're making videos. I'm doing Kati Channel. We decide to move to Los Angeles. We got invited by some other original YouTubers to create kind of this new Hollywood vibe with YouTube. So we got invited to come and create a platform and a business, a company that was for the creators to create and help others create. So we would bring this, because in the beginning of YouTube, collaboration was key. That's how you grew. You collaborated with other people, and you were in their videos, they were in yours. You would connect, and your audience grew. So this studio that we created in the beginning, Maker Studios, with, there's a list. You can go online and find the original creators. I don't want to get too macro here, but we collaborated and we created Maker Studios, which was for the creator, to lift the creator, build the creators, and it was powerful. And so we took that ball and ran with it. We took the little money that we were finally starting to come in with YouTube. We were like, wow, this is so cool. How powerful. We're starting to be able to pay our bills in Idaho. Let's go ahead and move to Los Angeles. Wait, now we're broke again, right? It was much more expensive to live in LA, but we made it work. If you'll look at some of those early videos, we had an apartment that we didn't have any furniture in, and we just had like a mattress. I think back to those days and like, we were so wild and we took risks, and that, I think there's a lot to say about that, but we had a blast. So we moved to Los Angeles, started Maker Studios, and we start crushing it. We're creating Shaytards videos. We're having a blast. We're going to VidCons, playlist lives. We're creating so much content, music on my Colette Kati Channel. I had like advice videos that I would take questions. We had the Mom's View. I love the Mom's View. Love that. The Shaytards, Shay Carl Channel. We had a podcast together, When the Kids Go to Sleep. So much was happening, and we were crushing it. We were loving it. So we're doing all these things. We're having all these connections. It was really powerful, and we grew. We grew. Our channels grew, and we grew as people in so many different ways. And here's the part where I'm going to get a little bit more vulnerable, and I know that there's some of you out there that can relate to this. There was still a part of me that was like, is this my life? Do I deserve this? Can I do this? Am I good enough to be here? Like, I remember feeling like, oh, I'm creating all these things. And then there's this low level of like, oh, is it good enough? Oh, did they like that? Like, oh, is that, I'm an imposter almost. I don't know if any of you have heard of that term, like the imposter syndrome. Well, I definitely had it. I definitely felt like, do I really have what it takes to be here and to be in this position and to have this influence? Do I really have what it takes? And I've had a lot of external validation from people, which is great. But there was still a part of me inside that was like, wow, this is my life. And it was still shrinking. Like my life was big, but my inside was like, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough to do this. Right? So I know there's some of you out there that can relate. Or maybe that's not quite how you feel. Maybe you feel like your life is small and you feel big on the inside. Like, oh, I'm meant for so much more. Because I remember that feeling. But once I was there and I was in this like bigness of my life, I started to shrink a little bit. I started to feel like, whoa, this is a lot. Can I do this? Can I handle this? So we're having all this success. We end up, we get to the point where Maker is doing so well and we have a bigger family now. We've had 2 more children. So we have 5 children now. And we have the opportunity to sell Maker, move back to our hometown to raise our kids in a smaller community. And so we decided to take it. So that's what we did. Maker sells. We moved back to Idaho. We're raising our family in a smaller town. And of course, we're still doing all the things that we were doing. I forgot to mention Trixon Clothing Company. Like we had so many projects, so many things that we were working on and doing. It was powerful. It was really fun. And it was a lot. We're going to pause here. I know what you're thinking. Colette, you're just getting to the good stuff, but I couldn't resist doing the macro version. So episode 2, part 2, which is technically episode 3, will be out next Tuesday and we'll keep this party going. See you then. Thanks for watching Empowered Now. If anything you heard today resonated with you and you want more, please like and subscribe so that you won't miss an upload. You can also follow me on social media at Colette Kati. And if you're interested in working with me more closely through coaching or other opportunities, go to my website, ColetteKati.com. It is my hope that you will continue to come back and experience for yourself the benefits of choosing an empowered life. Your feedback and your experience are very important to me, so please take a moment to connect with me in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on today's episode, ideas for future topics, and ideas for guests that you would like to see. And as always, thanks for your time, support, and your courage to live empowered now.